Vladimir Putin. When you were pressed about his killing of journalists, you said, I think our country does plenty of killing, too. What were you thinking about there? What killing sanctioned by the U.S. government is like killing journalists?
Well, I think, number one, I think Hillary, when she was Secretary of State, made some horrible, horrible decisions, and thousands and even hundreds of thousands of people have been killed. I mean, you look at what went on in Libya. You look at so many bad decisions that she made. She's incompetent, as far as I'm concerned.
That's
you
not
look at
killing
her
by the United States government, though, is it? That's not the same as ordering a killing.
As far as the reporters are concerned, obviously, I don't want that to happen. I think it's horrible. But in all fairness to Putin, you're saying he killed people. I haven't seen that. I don't know that he has. Have you been able to prove that? Do you know the names of the reporters that he's killed? Because you've been hearing this, but I haven't seen the name. Now, I think it would be despicable if that took place, but I haven't seen anybody in terms of reporters.
Here's what Mitt Romney tweeted about that. He said there's an important distinction here. Thug Putin kills journalists and opponents. Our presidents kill terrorists and enemy combatants.
Does he know for a fact that he kills the reporters? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows that. It's possible that he does, but I don't think it's been proven. Has anybody proven that he's killed reporters? And I'm not trying to stick up for anybody.
There have been many allegations that he was behind the killing of Anna
allegations. They are allegations. Yeah, sure, there are allegations. I've read those allegations over the years, but nobody's proven that he's killed anybody, as far as I'm concerned. He hasn't killed reporters.
So what the United States government done?
George, excuse me, let me finish. If he has killed reporters, I think that's terrible. But this isn't like somebody that stood with a gun and he's, taken the blame, or he's admitted that he's killed. He's always denied it. It's never been proven that he's killed anybody. So, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, at least in our country. He has not been proven that he's killed reporters.
But then you said, I think our country does plenty of killing, too. What killing are you talking about there ordered by the United States government?
Well, take a look at what we're doing in the Middle East. We went into Iraq. We shouldn't have. You know that I was opposed to going into Iraq many years ago. In 2003, 2004, there were headlines in Reuters that Trump is opposed to the war because you're going to destabilize the Middle East. I said, if you do this, you'll destabilize the Middle East, and Iran will take over. Very simple. Iran will take over Iraq. That's exactly what's happening. And on top of that, we have ISIS, which is another problem and another complicating factor. Now, we should have never gone into Iraq. When we left, we made a mistake. We made a big mistake with Libya. We've destabilized all these places. We now have a migration with thousands and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people that don't know where they're going. I mean, it's a terrible thing. We have been run by incompetent people, incompetent politicians. No, and that's probably why I'm leading so high in the polls, because people are tired of seeing very, very stupid and very, very incompetent people running our country into the ground. In the meantime, we owe $19 trillion, soon going to be $21 trillion, and we better get our act together fast, George, because our country is going down if we don't.
Your comments seem to suggest a moral equivalence between the United States and Russia. Is that what you believe?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying when you say a man has killed reporters, I'd like you to prove it. And I'm saying it would be a terrible thing if it were true. But I have never seen any information or any proof that he killed reporters, George. You're just saying he killed reporters. You and other people tell me. I don't know that he killed reporters. I haven't seen it. If he did, I think it's despicable. I think it would be accusations, and I don't see any proof. And by the way, he totally denies that he kills reporters. He totally denied it.
I'm still waiting for the evidence that we've been directly involved in killing. You made your points about Iraq, but I do want to move on.
Take a look at the rampage all over the place. And you know what we've gotten for Iraq? We've spent $2 trillion, okay? We've hundreds of thousands of people killed. We've lost thousands and thousands of our great young people soldiers. So $2 trillion, deaths, wounded warriors, we have nothing. And Iran is, over Iraq with the second largest oil reserves in the world. And I said, don't go in, but I said, when you go out, take the oil. 4 years to you and others, and we were so incompetent, we didn't even get the oil. You know who got a lot of the oil? ISIS got a lot of the oil. That's who got the oil. And now Iran is taking the rest of it. They're going to get the lion's share because we don't know what we're doing. We're run by people that don't have a clue.
And Iran has been backed by Vladimir Putin. Let me ask you a final question about Iowa. The New York Times has a story this morning saying your organization
Iran has been
is
backed
lagging.
by us. You know why? You know how Iran has been backed by us? Because we made one of the dumbest deals in the history of deal making when we gave them $150 billion. We have 24-day inspections, which don't start for a long time, and they can self-inspect, and we don't even get our prisoners back. We let Iran become, it's a terror nation, and we let Iran become really powerful. And by the way, they don't need to create nuclear because they now are so rich with $150 billion, they can go out and buy it directly. So we're the ones that have really empowered Iran, not Russia. Russia's certainly doing their damage also. But we, through sheer stupidity of a deal, one of the worst deals I've ever seen negotiated, we are the ones that truly have empowered Iran, and it's a disgrace.
We've empowered Iran more than Russia has?
George, we just made one of the worst deals I have ever seen in deal making. I'm not talking between nations. We don't even get our prisoners back. And now, after the deal is made, they want to start talking as a new deal to get our prisoners back. And they want a lot for the prisoners, for the 4 prisoners. And by the way, they say we're not going to give you 4.
And the Iranian negotiating position was backed up by Russia.
Hey, you know why? Because Russia's making a lot of money with the deal because they're selling other military armaments to Iran, and they're making a fortune on it because they're smart. You know what we're getting from that deal? Nothing. Russia should want them to make the deal because Russia's selling armaments and they're selling missiles, beautiful new modern missiles. They're selling them to Iran because our people don't know what they're doing. So, of course, Russia wanted that deal to be made because they're making a fortune. But you know what? We get and nothing.
That Russia is selling missiles to Iran?
Of course it's our fault. Russia's a negotiator with us at the table. Russia wanted Iran to make that deal because they wanted Iran to have a lot of money so that Russia could take some of that money away from Iran because Russia tremendous numbers of missiles and armaments, George, if you don't know that. So Russia, if I was Russia, I would have wanted that deal done too because the money that the United States, run by incompetent people, is giving to Iran, a lot of that money is going to Russia and other countries to buy armaments. You don't know that, George, but that's the way it is.
I do that. I'm just not sure it's our fault. I'm afraid that's all we have time for this morning. Always a lively conversation. Mr. Trump, thanks for joining us.
Thank